You look at your bank account, and instead of wondering where your money went, you're wondering which investment to cash out first, because everything you touched this year grew. Sounds unrealistic, it's not, but only if you know where to start. Today, I'm breaking down the best beginner-friendly investments for 2025, the ones smart people are getting into now before the rest of the world catches on. This isn't about overnight riches, this is about building long-term wealth, without needing a Wall Street degree. Pattern interrupt. Also, no, this doesn't involve selling pictures of your feet online, we're keeping it classy. Stick around until the end, because my last point is something 99% of beginner investors ignore, and it's the one that can make or break your financial future. Let's start with the investments that will make 2025 your turning point. 1. High-yield savings accounts, HYSAs, the no-brainer start. Before you dive into the exciting stuff, you need a safe parking spot for your cash. High-yield savings accounts in 2025 are offering rates that beat most traditional banks by 10x. We're talking about 4%, 5% APY in some cases, with zero risk. It's not glamorous, but it's where you keep your emergency funds so your money works while it waits. Attention reset, think of this like the waiting room for your cash. Except the waiting room serves champagne. Pro tip. Choose an online bank with no monthly fees and FDIC insurance. Cliffhanger. And speaking of safe bets, the next one is literally backed by the US government. US Treasury bills and AMP, bonds, government-backed growth. If you want safety plus a bit of growth, Treasury bills, T-bills, and bonds are your 2025 best friends. These are short and long-term loans to the US government, and Uncle Sam is very good at paying his debts. T-bills currently yield around 5%, 5.3%, which beats a lot of other low-risk investments. The beauty? No state or local taxes on the interest. Pattern interrupt. It's like lending your money to the most reliable borrower in the world, but instead of cookies as thanks, they give you cash. For beginners, start with 3 or 6 month T-bills, easy to buy directly from treasurydirect.gov. Cliffhanger. But if you're ready to add a little more excitement, let's talk about the stock market without all the headaches. Index funds, the lazy investor's secret weapon. If you've ever been overwhelmed by stock picking, you're not alone. Most pros can't even beat the market consistently. Index funds, like the S&P 500, let you own tiny pieces of the 500 biggest US companies in one move. Historically, the S&P 500 has returned about 10% annually over decades. Low fees, broad diversification, and you don't have to babysit your portfolio. Pattern interrupt. It's like ordering the chef sampler, instead of guessing which dish is best. Pro tip. Look for index funds with expense ratios under 0.1%. Cliffhanger. And if you want even more control, but with training wheels. ETFs are up next. Exchange-traded funds, ETFs, flexibility meets simplicity. ETFs work a lot like index funds, but they trade like stocks. You can buy and sell them during the day, giving you flexibility to react to the market. In 2025, there are ETFs for almost everything: tech, clean energy, dividend stocks, even emerging markets. Beginner tip: start with broad market ETFs before exploring niche ones. Pattern interrupt. Think of ETFs like playlists. Some are greatest hits, others are weird experimental jazz. Start with the hits. ETFs can be a great low-cost entry point for long-term investing. Cliffhanger. But maybe you're thinking, that's too slow for me. Well, let's talk about REITs. Real Estate Investment Trusts, REITs, real estate without tenants. Want to invest in real estate but don't want to unclog toilets at 3 a.m.? REITs are your solution. REITs let you buy shares in companies that own income-producing real estate. They pay out most of their profits as dividends, often 4%, 6% or more. You can start with just a few dollars, no massive down payment needed. Pattern interrupt. It's like Airbnb-ing a skyscraper, without having to hand anyone the keys. Publicly traded REITs are as easy to buy as stocks. Cliffhanger. But the next investment? You can do it with as little as $5, and it's quietly minting millionaires. Fractional shares, investing without big money. A single share of Amazon or Tesla can cost hundreds of dollars, but fractional shares let you buy a piece for as little as $1. This means beginners can own parts of big companies without waiting years to save up. Apps like Robinhood, Fidelity, and Schwab make this possible in 2025. Pattern interrupt. It's like splitting a pizza. You still get to taste it, even if you can't eat the whole thing. This removes the "I don't have enough money to invest" excuse. Cliffhanger. But if you want your money to work while you sleep, passive income assets are the next step. Dividend stocks, get paid to hold. Dividend stocks pay you a share of the company's profits regularly, often quarterly. These are great for beginners because they offer both growth potential and passive income. In 2025, companies in sectors like utilities, consumer goods, and energy are leading the way. Pattern interrupt. Imagine getting a paycheck from Coca-Cola just for owning their stock. No uniform, no shifts, no soda fountain. Reinvesting dividends accelerates your compounding over time. Cliffhanger. But maybe you're thinking bigger. What about owning an entire business? Small business crowdfunding. Be a micro-investor. Platforms now allow everyday people to invest in startups and small businesses, something that used to be reserved for the rich. You can start with as little as $100 and own a slice of a company. Risk is higher, but so is potential reward if the business succeeds. Pattern interrupt. It's Shark Tank. Except you don't have to sit next to Kevin O'Leary. Always research the founders, the market, and the business model. Cliffhanger. Speaking of new frontiers, the next investment is shaping the future of technology. Artificial intelligence and AMP, tech ETFs, riding the future wave. AI is not just a buzzword, it's becoming the backbone of entire industries. In 2025, AI-focused ETFs give beginners a way to invest in this massive trend without betting on a single company. You're investing in cloud computing, robotics, machine learning, and more. Pattern interrupt. AI won't replace investors, but it might replace those who ignore it. Diversify across multiple tech segments to reduce risk. Cliffhanger. And finally, the most underrated investment beginners ignore, but should master: yourself. Skills, knowledge, and networking. The best investment you'll ever make is in your own skills. Courses, certifications, books, and networking events can pay off far more than a stock ever will. In 2025, the job market rewards people who adapt quickly and offer unique value. Pattern interrupt. If your brain was a stock, are you making regular deposits, or letting it go bankrupt? Set aside part of your investment budget for personal growth. Cliffhanger. And if you combine this with everything else we covered, your 2025 could be the year you change your financial trajectory forever. You don't have to start big, you just have to start. Pick one or two of these investments today, not someday. Someday is how dreams die. 2025 isn't about timing the market perfectly, it's about giving your money more time in the market, because a year from now, you'll wish you started today. If you got value from this video, tap that like button. It costs you nothing but helps more people start their investment journey. Subscribe for more beginner-friendly, no-fluff guides to building wealth in the real world. And remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time? Right now.